Zara spent the morning explaining the details of the research facility to Lily. The building was located on the outskirts of a nearby city disguised as a private technology company. It had security guards, cameras, and electronic locks. But Zara knew all their patterns and codes from monitoring their communications. The component we need looks like this. Zara projected a holographic image of a small blue crystal pyramid, about the size of a golf ball. It glowed from within, pulsing with inner light. It is a quantum communication matrix. One piece of my distress beacon that broke during the crash. Your scientists found it in the wreckage, but they cannot understand its true nature. Lily studied the image carefully. How am I supposed to get past? Security. Zara produced a small device that looked like a normal smartphone but with subtle differences. This will help you. It contains maps of the facility and will guide you through their security systems. It also has a scanner that will locate the exact position of the component. Lily took the device, turning it over in her hands. It felt slightly warm to the touch, and the screen displayed symbols that shifted and changed as she watched. The government must have that place locked down tight. What if I get caught? They will assume you are a corporate spy, not an alien collaborator. Zara's mental voice held a hint of humor. Your punishment would be severe, but not as severe as if they knew the truth. That's not very reassuring. Lily muttered. Zara tilted her head. Your species values freedom, yet you imprison those who seek knowledge. This contradicts your nature. Lily sighed. It's complicated. Laws exist to protect people. Not everyone seeks knowledge for good purposes. The aliens seem to consider this. Your point is valid. Still, the risk remains. Will you continue? Lily thought about her normal life, her job at the local library, her small apartment, her few friends. None of it seemed important compared to this moment in history. She was being asked to help an alien return home to potentially open relations between Earth and an advanced civilization. The opportunity was too significant to refuse. I'll do it, she said finally. But I need time to prepare. We should wait until night. Zara agreed. As daylight faded, Lily prepared for her mission. She changed into dark clothes, and Zara gave her more instructions about the facility. The guards change at exactly 5 morning hours, said Zara. Security cameras rotate on predictable patterns. The component is kept in Laboratory 3 behind a door with keypad access. The code changes daily, but I have intercepted their communication system. Lily listened carefully, memorizing the details, feeling both terrified and exhilarated. This was either the most important moment in human history, or she was making a terrible mistake helping an alien invader. What if this is a trap? She thought suddenly. What if Zara was manipulating her? Using her to steal something dangerous? Zara seemed to sense her doubts. My species can sense intentions. We cannot lie to each other. It is physically impossible. So know this. I mean no harm to your world or your people. I am merely a traveler, seeking a way home. Whether it was the confidence in Zara's mental voice, or something else, Lily found herself believing the alien. She nodded and prepared to leave. Before she left, Zara placed something else in her hand. A small silver disc. Take this. It will shield you from their more advanced sensors. Press the center. If you face immediate danger, it will create a brief distraction. The drive to the research facility took nearly an hour. Lily followed the directions on Zara's device, turning onto increasingly remote roads, until she reached what looked like an ordinary office building surrounded by a high fence. The only unusual features were the numerous security cameras and the guards patrolling the perimeter. Lily parked her car in the woods half a mile away and approached on foot. The device guided her to a section of fence that Zara had identified as having a blind spot in the security camera coverage. There she used wire cutters to create an opening large enough to slip through. Her heart pounded as she crouched in the shadows. Sweat beaded on her forehead despite the cool night air. She checked the device, which showed a map of the building with a blinking dot representing the component. The display also showed the positions of guards moving through the complex. Now came the hard part. Lily waited for the patrol to pass, then sprinted across the open ground to a side door. The device in her hand blinked and the electronic lock clicked open. She slipped inside, finding herself in a dimly lit corridor. The interior was sterile and institutional, with white walls and numbered doors. She followed the map on the device, moving quickly but carefully. At one point, she heard voices approaching and ducked into an empty room, holding her breath until the people passed. Laboratory 3 was on the second floor. Lily took the stairs, avoiding the elevator, which might alert security to her presence. The hallway was deserted at this hour, but brightly lit, giving her nowhere to hide. She moved quickly, checking each door number until she found the right one. The keypad next to the door glowed green. Lily held the device up to it and numbers appeared on the screen. She typed them in and the door unlocked with a soft click. The laboratory beyond was filled with strange equipment. Machines hummed. Quietly, tables held various objects under protective cases. Lily consulted the device again, which directed her to a secure cabinet at the far end of the room. She tried the handle, but it was locked. She pointed the device at the lock and it clicked. Open inside. Sitting on a velvet cushion was the blue crystal pyramid, exactly as Zara had shown her. It pulsed with inner light, casting blue shadows on the cabinet walls. Lily carefully lifted the crystal. It was lighter than she expected, and warm. To the touch, she placed it in the padded pouch Zara had given her and secured it inside her jacket. As she turned to leave, the lights suddenly blazed to full brightness. An alarm began to wail, its harsh sound making her jump. Security breach laboratory 3, a voice announced over the intercom. All personnel respond. Lily ran for the door, but it had locked automatically. She was trapped. Heart racing, she remembered the silver disc Zara had given her. She pulled it out and pressed the center as instructed. The disc vibrated, then emitted a pulse of energy that spread outward in an invisible wave. The lights flickered and died, plunging the room into darkness. The alarm stopped mid-wail. Lily used the glow from Zara's device to find her way to the door, which had unlocked when the power failed. She slipped into the hallway, hearing confused shouts and running footsteps in the distance. Emergency lights provided minimal illumination, casting long shadows. She made her way to the stairs, descending quickly, but quietly. On the ground floor, she found chaos. Guards and scientists hurried about, trying to determine what had happened to their systems. Lily pulled up her jacket hood and walked purposefully as if she belonged there, moving with the flow of people toward an exit. The night air felt wonderful after the tension inside. She walked calmly until she reached the fence, then ran to her car, heart pounding with exhilaration and fear. She had done it. She had the component. The drive back to the abandoned house seemed to take forever. Lily constantly checked her rearview mirror, expecting to see police lights, but none appeared. The roads remained empty as she approached the forest clearing. The first light of dawn touched the horizon. Zara was waiting on the porch, her alien form silhouetted against the house. Did you succeed? Lily pulled the crystal from her pouch, holding it up, so it caught the early morning light. It glowed brighter, as if recognizing Zara's presence. I did. The aliens. Joy was palpable, filling Lily's mind with bright emotions. You have done more than you know, Lily Mason. This is not merely my salvation, but perhaps the beginning of something greater for both our species. They entered the house together, and Zara led Lily to a room she hadn't seen before. Hidden behind a bookcase was a small chamber filled with alien technology. Parts and tools lay scattered about. In the center stood what looked like a control panel covered in symbols and lights. Zara took the crystal and inserted it into an opening in the panel. The components locked together with a satisfying click, and the entire system hummed to life. Screens appeared in the air, showing diagrams and scrolling text in Zara's language. The distress beacon is active, Zara announced. My people will receive the signal within hours. Lily watched fascinated as Zara worked, adjusting controls and reading the displays. What happens now? She asked. We wait, Zara replied. But not idly. I promised you knowledge. In return for your help, I will share what I can over the next several days. Zara taught Lily about her world and technology. She showed her holographic images of her home planet with its 2 suns and strange landscapes. She explained basic principles of faster-than-light travel and quantum communication. Lily absorbed everything, her mind expanding with new possibilities. She took notes, filled notebooks with diagrams and concepts. Sometimes the knowledge seemed too advanced, but Zara was patient, explaining things in simpler terms when needed on. The third night, Zara's console began to pulse with new energy. "We have received a response," she said excitedly. "A ship has been dispatched. It will arrive in 2 Earth days." Lily felt a mix of emotions, relief that Zara would be rescued, sadness that their time together would end, and anxiety about what would happen next. "Will they land here?" she asked. "No. They will use a targeted transport beam, but before they arrive we must prepare. There is something important I have not yet told you." Lily Mason stood frozen at the edge of the forest clearing. She had heard rumors about the abandoned house but never believed them until now. Her hiking trip had taken an unexpected turn when a storm forced her to seek shelter. The dark clouds gathered overhead, promising heavy rain. The house looked old and weathered, with vines crawling up its sides and windows that reflected no light. Lily hesitated, but the darkening sky and rumbling thunder pushed her forward. She approached the porch steps carefully, testing each one before putting her full weight down. The wood creaked under her boots but held firm. As she reached for the door handle, it swung open by itself, revealing a dimly lit hallway. Lily felt a chill run down her spine, but she entered anyway, calling out to see if anyone was there. Her voice echoed through the empty space, bouncing back at her from unseen walls. No one answered, but she heard faint sounds coming from deeper inside the house. Something between a hum and a melody, unlike anything Lily had ever heard before. The interior looked strange, with furniture that seemed almost normal but slightly wrong in ways Lily couldn't quite explain. The chairs were too tall, the table angles seemed off, and strange symbols covered the walls. Something about the place felt alien, as if it had been designed by someone who had only seen human homes in pictures. Lily explored the ground floor, finding a kitchen with odd devices and a living room with a fireplace that glowed with blue flames. The fire gave off no heat, yet illuminated the room with an eerie light that made shadows move in impossible ways. She was about to climb the stairs when she heard a soft humming sound coming from behind her. She turned slowly and gasped. A woman stood blocking her path to the door, but this was no ordinary woman. Her skin had a subtle purple tint that seemed to shimmer in the dim light. Her eyes were large, almost twice the size of human eyes, and completely black without any whites. Her hair flowed around, her head as if underwater despite the still air in the room. She wore what looked like a bodysuit, made of material that changed colors slightly as she moved. Lily backed away until she hit the wall, her heart pounding in her chest. This couldn't be real. She must have hit her head during the hike. Maybe she was hallucinating from some strange forest mushroom she accidentally touched. The alien woman tilted her head, studying Lily with those dark eyes. Her lips parted, revealing teeth that looked metallic rather than bone. When she spoke, the words formed directly in Lily's mind without passing through her ears. "Please do not fear me. Human, I have been waiting for someone like you." Lily swallowed hard, her mouth suddenly dry. "What do you mean, someone like me?" The alien woman moved forward with grace that seemed impossible, like she was floating rather than walking. Her feet barely touched the ground as she approached. "Your kind fascinates me. You are so fragile, yet you accomplish so much. Your species reach the stars despite your short lives and weak bodies." Lily tried to control her breathing to calm herself down. She had always believed in the possibility of alien life, but never imagined she would meet one face to face. Especially not in an abandoned house in the woods near her hometown. "Your government knows about us, but they hide the truth." The alien woman gestured, and a holographic display appeared in the air between them, showing star maps and strange symbols. "We have been watching Earth for centuries, studying your development." "Why are you here?" asked Lily, finding her courage. "I mean specifically in this house in the middle of nowhere." The alien woman smiled, a gesture that seemed practiced rather than natural, as if she had learned it from watching humans but didn't quite understand its meaning. "My ship crashed 5 years ago. I chose this remote location to avoid detection while I repair my vessel, but the parts I need are not available on your planet. I have been sending signals hoping my people would find me. Lily glanced toward the windows where rain had started to fall heavily, pattering against the glass. The storm had arrived, making any thought of leaving impossible for now at least. She would have to deal with this situation whether she wanted to or not. "How have you survived here all alone?" she asked, trying to understand the situation better. "I adapt." The alien woman moved to a window looking out at the storm. "The plants here provide nutrition. I can process. I have studied your languages and customs through your networks. Your internet is primitive but useful for learning about your species." The alien turned back to Lily. "My name is Zara in your language. I come from a world you would call Proxima Centauri b. My species evolved differently than yours. We value knowledge above all else." Lily introduced herself cautiously, still wary, but becoming more curious than afraid. "I never believed aliens were real. I mean, people talk about it, but seeing you here in person is different. You are not supposed to believe," Zara said, her voice still forming directly in Lily's mind. "We have an agreement with certain Earth authorities. Keep our presence secret until humanity is ready. But that time approaches quickly. Your species stands at a crossroads between destruction and greatness." Lightning flashed outside, illuminating the room briefly and casting strange shadows from Zara's form. The thunder that followed shook the house, making dust fall from the ceiling. "Are there others like you here on Earth?" Lily asked. Zara made a gesture with her hand that Lily couldn't interpret. "Yes and no. Others visit, but they do not stay long. I was not supposed to stay either. But the crash changed my mission. I became stranded here alone." Zara moved closer, her movements fluid and alien. "Are you afraid of me?" Lily Mason. Lily considered the question. "Yes and no. You could probably kill me easily if you wanted to, but you have not tried to hurt me. You could have remained hidden when I entered the house, but you revealed yourself to me. That suggests you need something from me." Zara made a sound like gentle bells' laughter. "Perhaps you understand more than most humans. The galaxy holds many dangers, but also many wonders. My people could be powerful allies for humanity. Or we could be strangers who pass in the night, ships crossing in the darkness of space, never to meet again. The choice will soon be yours collectively." Outside, the storm grew, stronger winds howling around the old house. The blue flames in the fireplace flickered, casting strange shadows on the walls. Lily noticed that some of the shadows didn't match the objects casting them, as if they existed in some other dimension. "Need your help," said Zara, her mental voice becoming more urgent. "I have been monitoring communications and learned that a piece of technology I need is stored at a research facility 50 miles from here. I cannot approach it without triggering alarms designed to detect non-human life forms." Lily frowned. "You want me to steal something for you?" "Not steal, borrow," Zara corrected. "The component is from a crashed ship like mine. Your scientists cannot understand its true purpose. I only need it temporarily, to boost my distress signal. Once my people respond, I will return it. Why should I help you?" asked Lily, feeling suddenly suspicious. "What if your people come not to rescue you but to invade? How do I know I can trust you?" Zara waved her hand and more holographic images appeared, showing Earth but with greener deserts and cleaner oceans. Cities that blended with nature rather than dominating it. People living in harmony with their environment. My people have technology that could help yours. Solve climate problems and resource scarcity. Cure diseases. But we cannot share it openly yet. Too many of your leaders would use it for power rather than progress. The alien woman stepped back, giving Lily space to think. "If you help me, I will share knowledge with you personally. Knowledge that could change your life, and perhaps change the course of human history." Lily stared at the alien, feeling the weight of the moment. In all human history, how many people had stood face to face with a being from another world? How many had been offered such a choice? The responsibility felt overwhelming. The storm outside seemed to pause, as if the world itself waited for her decision. "I need time to think about this," Lily said. "Finally, this is too important to decide." Quickly, Zara nodded, another human gesture she seemed to have learned. "I understand this is not a small thing I ask, but know that time is short. My power reserves diminish each day. Soon I will not be able to maintain this form or continue sending signals." Lily looked around the strange house, noticing more details now. Devices half hidden behind furniture, books in languages she couldn't recognize, small plants growing in pots that glowed slightly in the dim light. This alien had made a home here while waiting year after year for rescue. "How long can you survive here?" Lily asked. "Perhaps another Earth year. Then my systems will fail and I will die far from home." Zara's mental voice carried a sadness that transcended species barriers. "I will stay the night. Lily decided the storm is too dangerous to leave anyway, and I have questions, many questions before I decide." Zara's black eyes seemed to brighten. "You are wise to seek information before choosing. I will answer what I can, though some knowledge might be dangerous for you." They spent the next hours talking as the storm raged outside. Zara explained that her species called themselves the Luminari. They had evolved on a world with higher gravity and less sunlight than Earth, giving them their distinctive appearance and abilities. They lived much longer than humans, hundreds of years, and developed space travel, thousands of years before Earth's first civilizations arose. "We watched your world through many ages," Zara explained. "We saw your ice ages, your dinosaurs, your evolution. We have records of your earliest ancestors. We have samples of your oldest civilizations. Why didn't you contact us sooner?" Lily asked. Lily ran outside, scanning the sky. Nothing was visible yet, but the air felt charged with energy like before a lightning strike. The morning light seemed different somehow, tinged with colors she had never seen before. Zara joined her, carrying several devices. She handed one to Lily. It looked like a bracelet made of the same shifting material as her clothing. "Put this on. It will protect you from certain energies." Lily slipped it over her wrist. It adjusted automatically, tightening to fit perfectly. The material felt cool against her skin but warmed quickly, becoming almost unnoticeable. She looked up again and gasped. A distortion had appeared in the sky directly above them, a ripple in reality that grew larger with each second. The air seemed to fold in on itself, creating a tunnel of swirling energy. "Is that them?" Lily asked, unable to take her eyes off the phenomenon. Zara focused intently on her handheld scanner. "The energy signature is complex." She sounded uncertain. "Let me amplify." Before she could finish, a brilliant light flashed from the center of the distortion. Lily shielded her eyes. When she looked again, a ship had appeared, hovering silently above the clearing. It was unlike anything she had imagined. Not the flying saucer of movies or the stark military vessels of science fiction. This craft looked almost organic, with curves and patterns that seemed to flow and change as she watched. It glowed with inner light similar to Zara's crystal, but on a massive scale. Zara made a sound Lily had never heard before. Something between a sigh and a song. "My people," she confirmed. "They have found us." Relief washed over Lily. They made it first. "We're safe." Zara wasn't celebrating yet. She kept checking her scanner. "The Scourge are close as well. This region of space is now active with transport energy. They will detect it. They will come." As if summoned by her words, a second distortion appeared in the sky. This one darker, with red energy crackling around its edges. Zara grabbed Lily's arm, pulling her toward the house. "We must hurry. My people will land soon, but the defense grid must be at full power." They rushed inside to Zara's hidden room, where she immediately began adjusting controls on her console. The screens floating in the air showed both distortions, one blue and calm, the other red and chaotic. Outside, a humming sound grew louder. Lily looked through the window to see Zara's people's ship descending slowly. A beam of blue light extended from its underside, touching the ground in the center of the clearing. The light solidified and figures began to appear, beings similar to Zara, tall with purple-tinted skin and large black eyes. They moved with the same fluid grace, wearing clothing that shifted colors with their movements. The second distortion was growing larger, more violent. Red lightning now struck the ground around it, scorching the earth. The defense grid activated in response, creating a dome of shimmering energy over the property. The red bolts struck the dome and dissipated, but each impact made the shield flicker. "We must join my people," Zara said. "There is no time to explain. They will need the data I have collected." Lily followed Zara outside. They approached the group of aliens who had formed a circle in the clearing. Their ship hovered above them, maintaining the blue transport beam. 4 of them in total, plus Zara. They turned as Zara and Lily approached, their black eyes widening at the sight of the human commander. Zara greeted, one who seemed slightly taller than the others, with markings on her clothing that suggested rank or status. "I bring urgent news. The Scourge have followed." The commander nodded, looking at the red distortion which now pulsed angrily against the defense grid. "They detected our transport beam as we feared. The shield you created is impressive but will not hold long." "Who is this human?" she asked. Noticing Lily. "This is Lily Mason," Zara explained. "She saved me, retrieved the quantum matrix, helped me establish the defense grid. Without her, I would have perished, and the Scourge might already have a foothold on this world." The commander studied Lily with interest. Few species would aid a stranger from the stars. "You have our gratitude." A violent tremor shook the ground. The red distortion had grown massive now, a tear in reality that revealed glimpses of something beyond, something dark and writhing. The defense grid strained against it. Sections beginning to fail. "They come," Commander Nara said, her mental voice reaching all of them. "We must protect this world. The treaty forbids full intervention, but self-defense is permitted." The other Luminari moved quickly, producing devices from their clothing, each activated to form what looked like weapons, though unlike any Lily had seen. They took positions around the clearing, facing the distortion. "What can I do?" Lily asked Zara, not willing to stand by while others fought. Zara handed her another device. "This will strengthen the grid. Focus your thoughts on protection, on defending your world. Human emotion enhances the field." Lily took the device. It felt warm in her hands, pulsing in rhythm with her heartbeat. She closed her eyes, thinking of Earth, of the forests and oceans, of people going about their lives unaware of the danger hovering above one small clearing in the woods. She thought of her family, her friends, everything she wanted to protect. The device glowed brighter, feeding energy into the grid. The shield strengthened its color, deepening from transparent to a rich blue. Zara looked at Lily with new respect. "Your mind is stronger than I anticipated." A cracking sound split the air. The distortion had broken through one section of the grid. A hole appeared, and through it came the first of the Scourge. Exactly as Zara had shown in her hologram, massive insectoid bodies with multiple limbs and glowing red eyes. Its exoskeleton looked like metal, but moved like flesh. It scanned the clearing, its gaze stopping on the Luminari. Shipmore followed, 3, 4, then dozens. The defense grid collapsed under their combined energy. Lily felt her device grow hot, then cold, as its power depleted. The Luminari raised their weapons, firing beams of concentrated light that struck the Scourge creatures. Some fell, but others advanced seemingly undamaged. "We are outnumbered." "Commander," Nara observed calmly, "we must escalate." The commander raised her hand, and the ship above responded. A section opened, and a larger weapon emerged. It fired, a pulse of energy that spread outward, catching several Scourge in its field. They froze temporarily. Zara pulled Lily behind the line of Luminari. "Stay back," she instructed. "These creatures feed on knowledge. They will sense your mind, your memories, your experiences. You are new to them, valuable." A Scourge broke through, charging directly at them. Its movements were jerky but fast, its limbs reaching forward, its red eyes fixed on Lily. One of the Luminari fired, hitting it squarely. It stumbled, but continued, its exoskeleton charred but intact. Lily felt frozen, unable to move as the creature approached. Then something unexpected happened. The bracelet Zara had given her activated without her input. It expanded, covering her arm with shifting material that glowed with inner light. The Scourge hesitated, sensing the energy. Zara looked as surprised as Lily. The protection field, it is synchronized with your neural patterns. This should not be possible. The Scourge attacked again. This time, Lily raised her covered arm instinctively. A pulse of energy shot from the bracelet, striking the creature. It shrieked, a sound that hurt Lily's ears, and fell back, its exoskeleton cracking. How did I do that? Lily asked, staring at her arm in shock. You didn't, Commander. Nara said the device did. It recognized a compatible mind and adapted. I have never seen this happen with a non-Luminari. There was no time to discuss it further. The battle had intensified. Scourge creatures swarmed from the distortion faster than the Luminari could repel them. The ship's weapon continued firing, but the creatures adapted quickly. Learning to evade its field, we need to close the portal. Zara shouted to her commander. If they establish a permanent foothold on this world, all is lost. Commander Nara nodded in agreement. But the closure device is still on the ship. We cannot reach it through the transport beam while under attack. I'll go, Lily said. The words left her mouth before she fully considered them, but she knew it was right. She had started this by helping Zara. She would finish it. Impossible, Zara protested. You cannot operate Luminari technology. The ship's systems would not recognize you. Commander Nara studied Lily thoughtfully. The bracelet recognized her, she pointed out. Perhaps other systems would as well. And the Scourge would not expect a human aboard our vessel. They focused their defenses against our kind. A Scourge creature broke through the line. The Luminari scattered, reforming their defense. Several fired at once, driving it back. But more were coming. The distortion grew larger, now filling half the sky. We have no choice, Zara admitted. The commander is right. The Scourge would not anticipate a human with access to our technology. It might give us the advantage we need. Lily stepped forward. What do I need to do? Commander Nara pointed to the blue transport beam. Still active, despite the battle. The beam will take you to our ship. Find the central control chamber. The closure device looks similar to the quantum matrix you retrieved for Zara, but larger, golden instead of blue. Bring it to the transport chamber and activate it. The beam will do the rest. Simple enough, Lily thought, though she doubted it would be. But what choice did they have? The Scourge were gaining ground. Earth's first alien contact couldn't end with invasion. I'll do it, she said. Zara touched her arm lightly. This is beyond what I could ask of you. The risk is extreme. Lily managed a smile. If those things establish a foothold, on Earth we're all at risk. I started this, I'll help finish it. The next hours passed in a blur of activity. The Luminari worked methodically, collecting the remains of the Scourge creatures. 2 of them departed in a smaller craft that detached from the main ship, heading toward the research facility. Zara explained they would retrieve all evidence of alien technology and erase records of the security breach. Lily watched fascinated as the Luminari used devices to heal the scorched earth where the battle had taken place. Within minutes, the clearing looked untouched, grass and wildflowers growing where Scourge energy had burned the ground. Their efficiency was impressive. Commander Nara approached Lily again. We must determine what to do with you, she said, her mental voice neutral, neither friendly nor threatening. Lily tensed. What do you mean? You have seen too much, Nara explained. Experienced too much. Normal protocols would require memory adjustment. You would forget us, the battle, everything that has transpired. Zara stepped forward. She has earned more than that. Commander, without her I would have perished. The Scourge might have established a permanent portal. She risked everything to help first me, then all of us. Nara seemed to consider this. Exceptions are rarely made, but these circumstances are unprecedented. She studied Lily with those large black eyes. There is another option. You could come with us. Lily stared in shock. Go with you. To your world. To our homeworld. Eventually, Nara clarified. First to our orbital station. There, the council can interview you. Study the unexpected compatibility between your neural patterns and our technology. This knowledge could benefit both our species. Leave Earth, Lily thought. The idea was both terrifying and thrilling. To see another world, to learn from an advanced civilization. It was the dream of countless humans throughout history. But to leave everything behind, how long would I be gone? She asked. Time passes differently when traveling between stars. Nara replied. What might feel like months to you could be years here. Lily thought of her life, her small apartment, her job at the library, the few friends she had. Nothing truly held her to one place, but to leave her planet entirely. Could I return? She asked. Nara glanced at Zara before answering. Eventually, yes, though you would be changed by the experience. Knowledge once gained cannot be unlearned. You would see your world differently after experiencing ours. Lily walked a few steps away, needing space to think. The morning sun had risen fully, now bathing the clearing in golden light. Birds sang in the trees, seemingly unaware that an alien battle had just taken place beneath them, that Earth had nearly become the front line in an interstellar war. What would happen if I stayed and kept my memories? She asked, turning back to face the Luminari. Nara's mental voice became stern. You would be monitored. Any attempt to share what you know would be prevented. The treaty requires secrecy for now. Though, as I said, that policy is being reconsidered. My choices are: forget everything, go with you, or stay here under surveillance. Lily summarized. Essentially, yes. Nara confirmed, though if you choose to stay with memories intact, you would serve as a contact point, a bridge between our peoples, when the time for open communication arrives, a bridge. Lily considered the idea. It had appeal to be among the first humans to knowingly communicate with an alien civilization. To help prepare Earth for eventual contact, the Luminari, who had gone to the research facility, returned. Their ship docking with the larger vessel, Nara received their report, nodding in satisfaction. All evidence has been contained, she announced. The facility systems have been reset, security footage erased. They will find nothing to indicate either our presence or the scourge. Lily made her decision. I want to go with you, she said. To see your world, learn from you. But I want the right to return to Earth someday, to help prepare my people for contact when the time comes. Nara seemed pleased with this choice. Zara certainly was, her mental voice projecting happiness that Lily could feel. I had hoped you would say that. She told Lily. Your perspective will be valuable. The council has never interviewed a human before. Should I bring? Lily asked, suddenly practical. How do I explain my absence? You need bring nothing, Nara said. We will provide all necessities. As for your absence? She gestured, and one of the other Luminari approached, carrying a small device. We can create a temporal loop. Your Earth time will seem suspended. Those who know you will not notice your absence until you return, regardless of how long that may be. It sounded impossible, but Lily had seen enough in the past days to believe it. So I just step into your ship and leave now. Not quite yet, Nara replied. First, we must complete cleanup operations. Then we can depart. There is no rush. Earth time is flexible at this juncture. While the Luminari finished their work, Zara took Lily aside. There is something you should know before we leave, she said. Her mental voice pitched for Lily alone. The compatibility you demonstrated with our technology. It is not merely unusual. It is unprecedented. No species we have encountered has shown such natural integration. What does it mean? Lily asked. It means, Zara explained, that humans may be more important to the galaxy than even we realized. My people have a theory that certain species serve as neural bridges, connectors between different forms of consciousness. You may be the first evidence supporting this theory. Lily tried to process this. You're saying humans might have some special mental ability? Zara's mental voice became excited. Not just an ability. A purpose. Evolution rarely creates capabilities without reason. The human mind's ability to interface with our technology suggests your species evolved not just for Earth, but for something greater. For connection with the wider galaxy. It seemed too fantastic to believe that humanity might have some cosmic purpose beyond their own world. Yet the evidence was literally on Lily's arm. The bracelet that had responded to her thoughts connected her to alien systems. By midday, the Luminari had completed their work. No trace remained of the battle or their presence. The abandoned house where Zara had lived looked truly abandoned, now all her technology removed, all evidence erased. "It is time," Commander Nara announced. The ship descended lower, its transport beam widening to accommodate more passengers. Zara stood beside Lily at the edge of the beam. "Are you ready?" she asked. Lily took a deep breath, looking around the clearing, the trees, the sky. One last view of Earth before she left it behind. "Ready," she said. They stepped into the beam together. Familiar weightlessness enveloped Lily. The clearing faded from view, replaced by the blue light. Then she was aboard the ship, surrounded by Luminari technology. The transport chamber larger than she remembered, with the other Luminari already aboard. Zara guided her through corridors to what appeared to be an observation deck. Large transparent sections offered views of the outside. As they watched, Earth fell away. The ship ascending rapidly through clouds into the upper atmosphere. Then beyond, stars appeared around them as the blue of Earth's sky faded to the blackness of space. Lily gasped at the sight of her planet from above. The blue oceans, the swirling white clouds, the continents spread out below. It was both exactly as she had seen in photographs and completely different. Seeing it with her own eyes made it real in a way images never could. "It is beautiful," Zara commented, standing beside her. "All living worlds are, but each has its own character. Earth has a vibrancy, a richness of life that is rare." The ship accelerated, Earth growing smaller behind them. Lily felt a moment of panic. What am I doing? Leaving my world, going into space with aliens. She had made the decision so quickly, without really thinking through the consequences. Zara sensed her distress. "This is normal," she assured Lily. "The realization of distance. All species feel it when leaving their home world for the first time. The uncertainty. The fear of the unknown." Before Lily could respond, an alert sounded. Screens appeared, showing energy distortions forming nearby. Similar to the Scourge portal, but smaller, more controlled. Zara tensed. "They found us," she said, her mental voice. Tight Commander Nara joined them on the observation deck, multiple screens floating around her. "Scourge pursuit vessels," she confirmed. "3 of them. They must have detected our departure." The ship accelerated further, Earth now just a bright blue dot among the stars. Nara issued commands, and the Luminari crew responded efficiently, changing course, bringing weapons online, preparing defenses. "Will they attack?" Lily asked, watching the screens with growing alarm. "They will try," Nara replied. "But this vessel is faster, more advanced. We can outrun them." The screens showed 3 red dots closing from different directions. The Luminari ship changed course again, diving toward the moon, using it as cover. The Scourge adjusted their approach, trying to cut off escape routes. "Why do they pursue us so aggressively?" Lily asked. "They must have many opportunities for easier targets," Zara said simply. "They detected your neural patterns, your compatibility with our technology. That makes you valuable, dangerous. A human who can use Luminari systems represents a threat to their dominance." The ship shuddered as energy, weapons fire passed nearby. The defense systems activated automatically, neutralizing most of the attack, but one beam struck the hull. The lights flickered briefly, then stabilized. Nara looked concerned. "We cannot reach safe jump distance with them. So close," she announced. "We must engage." The Luminari ship turned to face the nearest Scourge vessel. Weapons fired from both sides, energy beams and pulses crossing the void between them. Most dissipated against shields, but some found their marks and they Scourge ship listed its propulsion damaged. The Luminary station appeared suddenly as the ship exited faster than light travel. The stars snapped back to points of light. The colors faded, replaced by the blackness of space. And there, floating before them, was a structure unlike anything Lily had imagined. It wasn't a space station as depicted in human science fiction, no rotating wheel or collection of modules. This was a living structure, a massive coral-like creation that pulsed with inner light. Sections opened and closed like the petals of a flower. Energy fields connected different parts, creating a web of light between them. Ships of various sizes moved around it, some departing, others approaching, all with the same organic aesthetic as their own vessel. "Welcome to Nexus 7, Zara," said as Lily stared in amazement. "One of our junction points between star systems, a place of learning, research, and coordination." The ship approached slowly, joining a pattern of vessels moving toward docking areas. As they drew closer, Lily could see details of the station, more of the coral-like material, but also sections that looked crystalline or metallic, all blended together in a harmonious design that somehow felt both alien and natural. "We will dock soon," Nara informed them. "The Council has been notified of our arrival and your presence, Lily Mason. They are eager to meet you." Lily felt suddenly nervous. "What should I expect?" she asked Zara. "How should I behave?" Zara's mental voice was reassuring. "Be yourself. Answer honestly. Show the same courage and adaptability you demonstrated on Earth. The Council values authenticity above all." The ship entered a docking area. A section of the station opened to receive them like a mouth accepting food. The docking procedure was smooth without the clanks and thuds Lily would have expected. Perfect alignment, perfect integration. The ship becoming part of the station. When the process completed, a doorway formed connecting the ship to the station. Nara led the way with Zara and Lily following. Other Luminary crew members remained behind, tending to the ship and its battle damage. The interior of the station continued the organic theme, corridors that seemed to breathe, lights that followed their movement like curious animals, surfaces that adjusted their temperature and texture for comfort. Lily noticed that the station responded to her presence differently than to the Luminary. The walls brightened slightly when she passed doors opened. A fraction wider floors became more solid under her feet. "The station is adapting to your physiology," Zara explained. "It senses you are not Luminary and adjusts accordingly." They entered what appeared to be a transit system, a platform with no visible vehicle. But when they stepped onto it, a section of floor separated, rising into the air and accelerating along an unseen track. The sensation was like flying without enclosure. The air around them formed a bubble, preventing wind, but allowing them to see everything as they moved through the station. Lily glimpsed vast open spaces, gardens with plants unlike any on Earth, meeting areas where dozens of Luminary gathered, laboratories with equipment she couldn't begin to understand, living quarters designed for comfort and harmony. The scale of the station became apparent as they traveled deeper into its structure. It could house thousands, perhaps tens of thousands. They arrived at a central chamber larger than the others. The platform settled gently, rejoining the floor. Nara led them forward toward a circular area where 7 Luminary waited, their clothing more elaborate than others Lily had seen, with patterns and symbols that shifted constantly. "The Council," Zara explained mentally, her voice now subdued, respectful. "Our leaders and wisest members." Nara approached the Council members, bowing slightly. "Commander Nara reporting from Earth mission. The details have been transmitted. The situation evolved beyond parameters. I bring before you Lily Mason of Earth, a human who has demonstrated unprecedented neural compatibility with our technology." The Council members studied Lily, their black eyes unreadable. Their mental voices, when they spoke, overlapped, creating a chorus effect rather than individual communications. "Approach." Human one voice rose slightly, above the others, distinguish itself. Lily stepped forward, trying to appear confident, though her heart raced. She felt the weight of the moment, representing humanity before an alien council. The fate of future relations perhaps resting on this first impression. "Welcome to Nexus 7. The Council voice continued. We have reviewed the preliminary data, your assistance to Zara, your role in repelling the scourge, your neural interface with our systems, all remarkable. For a species we considered primitive, Lily felt a flash of indignation at the word primitive but kept her expression neutral. We have much to learn, she acknowledged. But humanity has its own strengths. Our adaptability, our creativity, our determination. Yes, the council responded. We observed these qualities in your species, but never expected such compatibility, such resonance. The scourge sensed it immediately. This changes many calculations. One council member stepped forward, separating from the group. The interface device you wear it has bonded with your neural pathways. This should not be possible. The technology is designed to reject non-luminary consciousness. Lily looked at the bracelet still on her wrist. It felt like part of her now. My thought patterns must be similar to yours in some way, she suggested, or perhaps complementary. The council conferred, their mental voices a murmur. Lily couldn't understand. Then the separated member spoke again. We wish to study this phenomenon. With your permission. Tests, scans, analysis, nothing invasive but comprehensive. Lily glanced at Zara, who nodded slightly. Encouraging her. I consent, she told the council. If it helps build understanding between our species. Good, the council chorused. But first rest. Acclamation. Your journey has been eventful. Your mind and body need time to adjust. Nara bowed again and led Lily and Zara from the chamber back to the transport platform. As they moved away from the council, Lily released a breath she hadn't realized she was holding. That went well, Zara commented. They rarely offer rest before study. Their curiosity usually overrides courtesy. Lily smiled, feeling some tension leave her shoulders. They seem interested, not hostile. That's a good start. The platform carried them to another section of the station. More residential, with spaces that reminded Lily of apartments or hotel rooms, though with the same organic aesthetic as the rest of the station. Nara showed them to a suite of rooms. These will be your quarters, she explained to Lily. The environment has been adjusted for human comfort. The nutrition systems programmed with compatible options. Rest now, tomorrow. The studies begin. After Nara left, Zara remained, helping Lily understand the various features of her quarters. The bed, that adjusted to body shape. The food synthesizer that created nutrient-rich substances resembling earth foods. The cleaning chamber that used sound waves instead of water. The communication systems that responded to thought. It's overwhelming, Lily admitted, sitting on the edge of the bed. Everything is so advanced, so different, and yet somehow familiar. Like I've seen it before in dreams. Zara sat beside her. The neural compatibility extends beyond technology. She explained. Something in human consciousness resonates with luminary thought patterns. This is why the council is so interested. Your species may be more important to galactic evolution than anyone suspected. Lily lay back on the bed, which molded perfectly to her body. I just wanted a hiking trip, she said with a laugh. And now I'm on an alien space station discussing galactic evolution. Zara made her bell-like laughing sound. Life rarely follows expected paths. That is true for all sentient species. Sleep came easier than Lily expected. The bed adjusted its temperature and firmness as she drifted off, the lights dimming automatically. The sounds of the station fading to a gentle hum that reminded her of ocean waves. She dreamed of Earth, of forests and mountains, but also of stars and distant worlds, as if her mind was expanding to encompass her new reality. The next days passed in a blur of examinations and tests. The luminary scientists were thorough but gentle. They scanned her brain, monitored her neural activity as she interacted with various technologies. They asked her to use the bracelet to interface with different systems, recording the results. They showed her images of Earth and of alien worlds, measuring her responses. Lily learned as they studied her, absorbing information about luminary culture, history, technology. She learned that they had evolved on a world with 2 suns and higher gravity, which explained their dense muscle structure and efficient metabolism. She learned of their social structure, based on knowledge sharing rather than competition, their government founded on wisdom rather than power, their expansion through space, peaceful rather than conquering. They in turn learned about humans through her, about Earth's diverse ecosystems. The variety of human cultures, the rapid development of technology, the complex social structures, the art, music, literature that humans created, the conflicts and cooperation that defined human history as days became weeks. Lily's comfort with the station and its technology grew. She moved freely through public areas, meeting other luminari, learning their names, their roles, their perspectives. She was a curiosity to them, the first human most had ever met. But they treated her with respect, even admiration, especially after the story of her role in repelling the scourge spread through the station. Zara remained her primary guide and friend, explaining concepts, translating cultural nuances, helping her navigate this new world. They spent evenings discussing what Lily had learned, asking and answering questions, deepening their understanding of each other's species.